Welcome, race fans. We are live tonight at the Smashville 100 at Nashville Super Speedway. The end of the regular series. If you ain't in the playoffs, you've only got one of two ways to get it: get a win, or pray to God somebody ahead of you whops out and you get enough points for it. That's the only ways you get in the playoff now. We've got six that are locked in, seven's, like 10 spots still open for points. But you know what? We've got it. It's a Monday night. Relentless Racing League, the Xfinity. You know I got who I got up here with me. I got Mr. Spicy Tony Frey. Tony, how we looking for tonight?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for this one. This is one of those tracks where the car is not really tight like typical Xfinity setups are. It's really loose off the corner. There's going to be a lot of action. People are going to be saving tires. Other people are going to be burning up their tires. Normally in this car, you're worried about your right front. It's all about the right rear tonight. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it being one of the last few concrete tracks, and I'm going to tell you right now, see if we can get it up here and see where we are at with the weather. You know that track temperature, it ain't too bad. 83 degrees. 79, a whole lot cooler right now than it was there yesterday. Let me tell you, them boys were, whew, it was hot yesterday. Well, we've got a few, if you can see right there on the right side, we have got a few that are on the bubble. And that's going to be Dakota Orndorff, Gary Sack, Jordan Miles, Jeff Medlin, and Chad Wiggins. You can see right there, they're all within striking distance of getting into that top 16. But you know what, Tony, that can shift up real quick if somebody just out of the new that hadn't won it yet gets that win, and that's going to really shift the points up.
Yeah, anybody outside the top 16 gets a win. That's going to move somebody out of the top 16. But that points battle is really close, right around that 16th position. All it takes is one person to make a mistake early, and that's a lot of points somebody can gain real fast.
You know,
Um, they get those stage points, for the top seven. We do one stage here. So there's additional points that can be gained. Pole position, fastest lap, most laps led, biggest mover, all those gain another point. So if you think about it, that is really a close battle between say 14th and 18th there for that last playoff spot.
I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna pull up one of them. He's right there. He's on the positive of the bubble. See if we can track down Mr. Gary Sack. He's out there right now. That's okay. It's a practice lap. I'm gonna drag him up here. See if we get a little input for him how he feels tonight. Gary. Oh, yep. I brought Gary up here. Make sure I got the right one. Jeremy and Tony up here in the booth, man. How's the track feeling for you?
Uh, Honestly, I don't really know. It feels pretty stable at the moment. Not really feeling any tight or loose at the moment. Other than on corner exit. A little tight.
You're
But
getting right on corner exit. Man, you're not driving that car hard enough.
I have four.
That thing has been loose for me the whole time.
Well, you're on the positive of the bubble right now, not by much. You've only got about what, 14 points of breathing room. If I'm looking at that, no, 7 points of breathing room. So, what's your mentality coming into this tonight?
Honestly, I'm just going to try to survive and try to get a top 15. Because I think as long as I get a top 15, I should be good. But I'm not 100% positive about that.
I'm pretty sure your boys down there in Omni Motorsports. Well, Jeff's another one that's on the bubble too. So, let me ask you this, and this is between us three. Nobody out there is hearing the live stream right now. If it comes between wrecking a teammate to get the playoff spot, would you do it?
Being the team owner, no, I would not do that.
Should have asked. We should have asked Jeff.
If anything, I'll do whatever it takes to get as many of us in as possible.
Well, all right, man, we're gonna send you back down there with your team, and we might get a different response out of Jeff. All right,
All
man.
right.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, Tony, it completely slipped my mind that he was a team owner.
Yeah, but he's a team owner right now. Once we start racing, is he going to be team
Well,
owner Gary, or is he going to be race car driver Gary?
yeah, and somebody who's on the bottom end of it. See if we can track Mr. Chad. I'm not seeing Mr. Chad Wiggins out there in Discord. See if I can track. There he is. There he is. He's in the garage. See if we can bring him down here. I'm gonna get a few little things straightened out, Tony. I'll let you holler with him real quick.
Alrighty. Chad, it's Tony up in the booth. Get a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, so looking at your point situation, man, you're sitting 18th. You need about 17 points to get up to that top 16. What's your plan?
Win.
Win?
I think that's about my only hope.
Yeah, looks like you're
It's
fast.
going to take a top 3 and then some guys to have a bad race to even get close to the points, I think.
Yeah, I feel like if you play it right, you maybe get the pole or get most laps led or get a couple of those additional bonus points plus the stage points. There's definitely a chance to points your way in.
It's possible, but I'm just going out tonight and just hopefully have a clean race, have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, well, what do you think about the track right now? How's it feeling for you?
It's not too bad. It's if you can kind of balance the tires out, you're gonna have guys burn the right rears up. You're gonna have guys burn the right front up. It's all corner entry and exit. It's whoever can kind of find that balance, I think, is going to have a good run.
Have you come across that bump in the center of 3 and 4 yet?
Actually, I use that bump.
Yeah,
Yes.
I noticed it a little bit. You get back on throttle a little too hard, a little too early, and it'll kick it sideways.
Yeah. You can actually, if you get in a little hot and get down there on the bump, and if you time it right, you can use that bump to get your car to rotate. But if you're not careful, it'll over rotate. So.
Right. Well, man, good luck tonight. Let's hope you're sitting up front at the end of this thing and can get yourself into the playoffs.
Oh, it would be nice. I'm just going to go out and have fun tonight. I'm not even going to worry about it really. We're just going to run a race, and I changed up everything. I changed cars, I changed paints, changed everything. So something's got to work.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, man. Well, we're going to send you back up, and we'll see what happens.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Well, he changed his paint, his car. I wonder if he's got an extra pair of drawers in there if he's gonna have to change them tonight.
Well, I think with Chad's speed, if he can put a good qual lap down, he'll be out front missing a lot of it. Should something happen. So that'll be a benefit if he can keep it up to the front there.
And this track right here, the turn you're gonna have to watch really is gonna be going out of 4, 3 and 4, and that part right there, like you said, that bump. You hit that bump, wrong angle. I mean, you better hope you're by yourself, or you're gonna collect somebody with you.
Yeah, I feel like the worst lap is the first lap on fresh tires. That car really gets squirrely off of that bump. Like Chad was saying, you can use it to your advantage, but you still got to be careful because to maximize that corner, you really got to get to the bottom, hit that bump, and then push it all the way out to the wall. And that's going to be really hard to do if you got cars around you.
Yeah, but at least the track temperature not being too hot and it being actually a night race, starting at night and ending at night. That's going to play a major factor for that track temperature and that tire wear. So.
Oh, absolutely. I can just imagine what this track would be really hot. It's already loose. You add a whole bunch of heat, it's going to be even more loose. I will tell you another aspect of this that we haven't talked about yet is pit road entry. It is a tough pit road to get onto here. Uh, if you get on the brakes too hard, or you don't get slowed down enough and have to put a little more brake into it, that car will come around real quick. So we may see some people missing pit road tonight, maybe overcooking it, spinning it sideways, hitting the wall.
We're we're riding right now. We're watching the 9 of Jeff Medlin. He is one of the bubble. Well, tonight those 5 we're just consider them the bubble drivers because they're pretty much they've got to come up and show out to pretty much go forward.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I feel like we're gonna have different strategies here, where some of these guys that are on the bubble, like above the cut line, are just gonna try and be consistent all night. They're not gonna push any issues. They're just gonna run their race, try to just maintain and finish solid. Now these guys further back may see a little different strategy tonight, and maybe push all night long, put people in bad situations. Just trying to get that car out front. So I think we're going to see kind of 2 different races in one, just in people's different attitudes towards finishing this race.
Well, if you're on the bubble, Tony, you drove the track some. If you're on the bubble, how would you take it? Would you put aggressive at just trying to get up there in the front and stay up there, or would you just kind of ride it out towards the end?
I think if it's me and I'm close to that bubble, I'm probably going to just be conservative until about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the race, and then I'm going to push. Got to be there at the end to have a chance. If I can grab a few stage points, I'm going to. But once we get down to 10 to go or something, then it's going to be flat out going as fast as I can, pushing that car as hard as it'll go.
Well, we saw that one lap for Chad did not work in his favor. So hopefully, it ain't where you start though. It's where you finish up. And Marshall, appreciate coming in with the bits out there. Marshall is actually the sponsor of behind this race of the Smashville 100.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Chad didn't get that car a little sideways in his warm-up lap, which kind of, or in his first lap, which kind of screwed up both laps.
If you get off to a bad start on that first lap, that second one ain't going to do you no good.
Absolutely. And of course, if you're going to lose it in the corner, you're going to lose it in 3 and 4. And that's going to screw up the finish of your first lap and the beginning of your second lap. You'll never overcome that. That may have been what happened. I'm not going to speculate that that's what happened, but judging by the time, he lost a second between practice and qualifying. So I'm assuming something major happened.
I'm looking for, and I think I may be mistaken. I think Gary Sack is hiding behind the safety truck right now.
That would not surprise me.
Because I was actually going to go to him, but
Gary likes to go down random roads
there
on
he
track.
is. I think Gary's just having fun.
I think Gary was listening to us on the broadcast.
He's one of those ones on the bubble too. He's showing his teammates where not to go. They don't want to be like Ryan Blaney and find the non-safety barrier wall.
Yeah, and Gary has his own special rule in this league, so we could talk about that some other time.
Yeah, we got the Gary rule. Well, we only got 15 that qualified in right now. Denson sitting on the pole with William Regan in second. Charlie Harcum sitting in third. John Neidick in fourth. Bobby Rafferty. You usually don't see him starting that far back, so that's different. And you got Preston Hornbeck, Jeff Medlin, another one on the bubble. Freddie Pierce, Dakota Orndorff, another one on the bubble. Zach Bucher, Mike Hornbeck, and Gary Sack. Vince Brundle's at 13th. Cody Riggs, 14th. And Chad Wiggins sitting there at 15th.
Yeah, we've got several that did not qualify. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 drivers that did not qualify or have not qualified yet. But they are running out of time as the seconds countdown, and we are about to grid.
All right, y'all, before we take it green flag, you know what we're going to do? Take a moment of silence. National anthem brought to you by the Hutchison Brothers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, there they are, Tony. The field has gridded up. 100 laps. Nashville. Into the regular season. Rafferty has won the regular season, but it all starts over when we come back.
Yeah, the way the points reset will happen is whoever's in first will get 16 points more than whoever's in 16th. So the regular season is a big deal, but it's not the end of the world for anybody behind them. It will close the gap, and then we have 2 race rounds in the playoffs. So it could get very interesting even for these guys that have had a really solid regular season.
Yeah, I mean, that would be any kind of luck would be to win the regular season championship and then not even make it to the
Yeah, and it's happened. I think we had that happen 2 seasons ago. It's kind of like NASCAR says, it's the race to the chase, and then it's kind of like its own season where everything kind of resets.
I'm tell you right now, that pace car is dropping off, and I hope this Xfinity race goes a whole lot better lap one than the one did this past Saturday, because it was nasty.
You're not kidding. I think it will. I think we may see some mistakes on fresh tires just because turn 3 and 4, if you're not ready for it, it'll bite you.
Well, Denson's got off to a pretty decent jump there. They're already thinking of doing it 3 wide. Smaller field than normal.
Yeah, we got 22 cars, it looks like. Oh, 99 in the wall. It's Brady Price. He pulls it down. Doesn't collect anybody else.
You know, Wiggins probably got a little scared on that one.
Oh, I bet he did.
Him and Jordan Miles both fighting for one of those playoff spots. They both are side by side. Ooh, a little touch.
Little bump there. It's like, I think that's Greg Rogers and Brady Price.
We've got a little bit of, I'd say, a hornet's nest going on back here towards the back, and I'm seeing somebody going down. Looks like, oh, nope. SDK lied to me. I saw Denson start dropping through the timing screen.
Looks like Preston Hornbeck lost a few positions there. That may be saving tire, or he just may have got tight coming off the corner and lost some time there.
Right now, Brady Pierce, he's dropped down.
Yeah, he hit that wall pretty good. I'm not sure what kind of damage he has or how much that's going to affect his speed, but it's probably something that he will be wanting to get fixed up later on.
Single file, 4 laps in.
Oh, we got somebody blinking there. The 7 car.
It's going to be of Jordan Miles.
Hopefully that cleans up for him.
Now, you know what I'd love to see? He's in the, he's not really on the bubble. He's sitting in 11th in points. And that's going to be Preston Hornbeck. But, man, if he could pull the win out here, talk about shifting a lot of stuff up.
Oh, absolutely. Gaining that momentum. That confidence.
Especially you going into the playoffs off of a win, you get into it by a win. That's, man, that's got to make your ego, like, boost dramatically.
Well, looks like we had a better start than the real life Xfinity race, so
Huge, yeah.
that's good.
Oh, no. Wiggins is fighting that car. I think he might got a little bit of a bump.
Yeah, he got it under control, though. His race is not over.
Just having to see a big old green dot veer out.
Either got loose or somebody bumped him. I couldn't really tell what happened there.
I don't think he got a little bit. Looking at his back bumper, it looks like he got a little bit of help.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to back it up and find out.
But nothing to be discouraged of, Wiggins. They're only 7 laps in out of 100, and it's at least going to be at least 3 stops.
Yeah, he got sideways off the corner and turned down into Eric Warman. That's what happened. But he collected it. No harm, no foul.
We got bubble drivers Jeff Mellon and Dakota Orndorff both sitting at 6 and 8. And somebody who may be hurting by not being able to be here is Joe Robert.
Yeah, Joe's got a pretty good points lead, but I'll tell you, if the stars align perfectly, Joe potentially could end up outside of the playoffs after this race.
Well, we hope France was worth it. It probably would be for me too. I'd probably lose a playoff spot to go to France, so I can't say much.
Yeah, I think I would probably give that up too. That's one of those once in a lifetime deals for most people.
We got a nice little 3-way battle back there between Dakota, Zach, and Cody. Or Gary.
Gary, yeah. Gary fighting for every spot he can get.
He's got his teammate right there in front of him, so you're a car owner yourself, team owner yourself, Tony.
Yep.
If you was trying to get into the playoffs, I'll ask you, same thing I asked him. Would you be a little more aggressive if one of your teammates was ahead of y'all and both of y'all was battling for a playoff spot?
I think it depends on where we're at in the race. Early on, probably not. I'd probably just lift a little bit, save my tires a little bit, and hope I can pass him clean later. Now, the end of the race, man, I don't know if race car driver Tony could hold back if I was going for that playoff spot. It'd be a tough one. Preston Hornbeck banged it off the wall. May have had a little assistance from Gary Sack.
I think Gary more startled him than anything, so yeah, those mind games can work.
That's going to pull, I believe that's his teammate there behind him, isn't it? Dakota? Are they in the same team? I'm not even sure.
I know he's got one of them right there in front of him, and Jeff Medlin. You got Zach Bucher right there behind him. "13 green laps in the book."
Dakota is not on the same team. I was wrong on that one.
Dakota is, I believe, TMJ. And Denson's pretty much just opening it up a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like the battle right now is for second or fifth. Kind of 4 cars right on top of each other. So we see, who is that? Is that Bobby? Yeah, that's Bobby trying to make a move on Charlie Harcum back there, old Charging Charlie.
I think it's going to come down to pit stops. Who gets penalties and who don't.
Yeah, like I said, pit entry here. If we get green flag pit stops, it's going to be interesting. We have our stage here tonight. Let's see. Looks like our stage is at lap 40.
Oh, yeah, so they'll get a good feel of how that car is going to handle.
Oh yeah, they'll see if they're pushing the tires too hard, because probably in about where we're at now, you're going to start feeling it if you push those tires too hard. John Neidick made a move for second. Got around the 37 of William Reagan.
They trying it.
Bobby's trying to follow suit here. Looks like Bobby got around Charging Charlie, and now he's going to try and make a move on William Reagan as well for third place.
Now, Regan's actually kind of making that top line work in his favor. I mean, he's not letting Rafferty really get the run on him.
Yeah, you carry a lot of momentum up there, but it's easy to get like that.
Into the wall.
Yeah, you get it up in those marbles, and it's easy to get that car sideways. That's probably going to cost him about 3 positions.
He's still putting faith in that high side, so, I mean, he may feel comfortable with it.
I don't think he has much of a choice at the moment. He had cars kind of below him on entry. Well, he's going to go back to the bottom here, kind of mid-bottom. A little more forgiving than running that high side. If you have to lift coming off the corner, you got a lot more time to do it and a lot more time to get that car slowed down. So you don't hit the wall. On that high side, you don't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah, another one, he's not really sitting on a bubble. He's sitting 12th in points. That's going to be John Neidick. Right now he's running second.
Yeah, I would be surprised if John doesn't make the playoffs. John's normally right up there. Struggled a little bit with this car this season, but John's a good driver. He'll make the moves when he needs to. Other than that, he's just going to kind of run his race. Charlie got a little wide coming off that corner. Looked like he had to lift out the throttle a little bit. Gave up some time on third place.
Boy, you said we had 22 in it.
Oh, Gary Sack goes around.
Right there on him when it happened. He did not want that. Let's run that back. It was actually there on him when it broke loose. See if we can get a decent shot here.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if Gary came up. I think that's what I saw, but I'm not 100% sure. Yep, Gary's coming up. Zach came down a little bit, but Gary was definitely coming up there. I think that's pretty much going to take that is the break somebody needed, close to that cut line, because I don't know how fast Gary's going to be after that, but I can't imagine he's going to be as fast as everybody with no damage. He
Well,
took a pretty good shot to the nose of that car.
Gary ain't wanting that break.
No.
That may have just broke him down below the bubble.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate deal there, and that's definitely gonna benefit some people, but definitely not benefiting Gary.
Mr. Barkley, a train conductor out there, coming in with that bits. No, he's not gonna. Here they go. They're gonna go at it again.
Oh, yep.
Matt's, Matt
We're gonna
said,
have a battle.
I've got your 10 cents and raise just, what, 60? Well, you're halfway through the first stage. You taking some tires? Or you gonna ride it out?
They have 4 sets of tires in the pits, so yeah, I think I am. I think I'm gonna take a set here. That gives me 3 remaining. I think I might. I think it depends on where I'm at, but I think if I'm back half of the field, I'm probably gonna come take some tires.
I mean, Denson's been pretty good. I mean,
Well,
biggest mover
if you,
right now is Hughes, Brendan Hughes.
I think, well, if you think about it, it's 4 sets of tires in the pits plus 1 on the car for 100 laps. So that's 20 laps a set.
Well, here you go. So, but with that said, it's a playoff battle for some. You get to the end, but fresh tires ain't necessarily a good thing here because these tires really don't come in till you get about 5 to 7 laps on them before they actually feel like tires. Till then, you're just skating.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, whether you're going to take tires or not, is going to depend on how you feel you manage your tires. If you were pushing hard early, you abuse that right front and right rear tire. So I can tell you, I did a lot of practice laps before just to kind of get a feel for it. And 15 laps in, I was already down 10% of my right front and right rear tires. Maybe even, depending on the run, sometimes 12 to 15%. So that's a pretty good chunk for a 15 lap run. Well, we're at 25 right now. Call it 21 under green. So depending on how hard you were pushing that car early on, you may have burned them up.
There ain't really been too many pushing for positions. I mean, everybody's close to where they started.
And this track is hard to pass at, but I bet you'd be a lot easier to pass on fresh tires.
No, if it would be, but if you've got less than 5 to go, it's going to take those 5 laps for those tires to come in.
I think about 2. I think about 2 laps, and they're about as good as they're ever going to get. That first lap is really loose, so you can't carry a lot of speed. But I can tell you, like, looking at some of these lap times, they gave up half a second, maybe a little more, in those 20, 21 laps.
You know what, chat? Why don't you tell us what you think? Fresh tires or a little bit more on it, What do y'all feel on it? We'll debate with them on it tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at Jacob Denson's lap times right now. His fastest lap of the race was on the second lap. And that was a 30.6. Right before the caution came out, he was running a 31.3. So that's 0.7 of a second they gave up in, call it 20 laps.
And that second lap's also what we call the runner lap too, it feels like.
Yeah, that's your first lap is getting up to speed. Your second lap is when you're up to speed. And so he was able to put down his fastest lap of the race on his fresh tires.
There we go. Nobody pitted, so see how this plays out.
John did not get a good launch there. Got a shot in the bumper from Bobby. for being a little late on the restart. So he gave up second place. Is going to fall to third, maybe even fourth here.
14 to go before stage break, and you are probably starting this little bit of tempers and patience maybe running out.
Well, differing strategies. Like we said, some of those guys that are close to that bottom need every point they can get, so they may push a little harder to get those stage points versus somebody who's a little more comfortable in the points.
Yeah, and one of the ones we're watching right now who's, needs to be a little bit aggressive, and that's going to be, yeah. No, it wasn't Barry. It wasn't Greg Rogers. We got something going on. Somebody blinking back there towards the back. That's going to be Mr. Jim Mott. Took me a minute. SDK threw it off because he started skipping around.
I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of guys pushing high in the corner. Contact there between the 19 and the 84. They straighten it out. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these guys. They're pushing. The car's pushing a little wide right now. They're not able to hook the bottom like they're trying to.
God, that was close. Alex almost got into Dakota. That's a battle going on right there. Alex's car is loose, and
I think Alex is overdriving it a little bit as well. He's pushing it for everything he's got.
he's one of those ones that he is locked into the playoffs. So
Red Maverick
Red
says, "Hey, all."
Maverick, I actually still need to get with you and get an address to get those stickers sent to you for winning them. So check your DM on Twitch or find us on Facebook and message. Let us know, and we'll get them to you. Okay, what, that battle right there.
That is a hornet's nest.
Yes. I mean, these guys, and you've got 3 of them, 4 of them. What, 1, 2, yeah, 3 of them for playoff spots.
Yeah.
Jordan Miles he's one that's right there on the bubble. Him and Dakota both. Wiggins snuck in.
Yeah, he's coming back after that little slip. Trying to gain that track position back.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There goes Dakota.
Wiggins made it through. Dakota took a big shot there. He's gonna be,
He
I imagine,
told.
pretty slow.
Nope, he's back.
They went 3 wide there, and that did not work.
That was risky. Not for sure. Somebody pushed a little too much on that one, Tony. Let's see if we can.
I think the 28 just kind of came up off the bottom. Or the 84 came down. I'm not sure which.
28 came up into the 84. Will hopped on his side, and that shot the 84 up into the 42.
But I'll tell you what, that's going to help some of these guys as well. Chad Wiggins sitting in 18th. That's 2 people on the bubble that have been wrecked. They're still still in the race, but they're probably going to be slow.
I'm going to tell you who had a good view of it, and he's probably scared shitless right now, and that's Jordan Miles right there in the middle of it.
Right in front of him.
I mean, you see that right now. You know you're in the playoff bubble. You see him going up, and you're thinking, what can I do? There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, and looking from that angle, it almost looks like the 84 came down. I didn't really see the 28 come up off the bottom.
And you can see the chaos going on behind him. Just how actual close he got to it. Get over on that right front. That right rear really show it. Chad Wiggins is another one. He was praying.
And he was kind of stuck in that middle lane, but lucky for him, the 28 ended up going up the track and getting out of his way. So he was able to drive through there clean.
Woo, that's a few of those pucker moments.
Absolutely. Definitely getting pretty spicy, and we're only 33
It's-
laps in.
It's getting there, third into it.
And we'll have a short little shootout for the stage.
Tell you somebody who's really going to be wanting some stage points, and that's going to be Medlin, because he's right there on it. Top 7 gets stage points. He needs every point he can get, and right there is one of them.
So far, we've had our 14th position in points and our 15th position in points have issues. So that kind of opens that door up for Jordan Miles to kind of secure his spot. Jeff Medlin, Chad Wiggins, it's definitely changing the outlook here, depending on if these guys can continue to race and maybe gain some positions. Looks like Gary's still got some speed. Dakota's got a lot of damage. I don't know how fast he's going to be. It looks like his back end's tore up, his front end's tore up.
We're going to get us a good look here at Dakota.
Yeah, that car is not looking too good.
It is not.
Oh yeah, that back end is bad. Front end, man, that car is going to be a handful. And this track isn't super aero dependent, but as loose as this car can get, I imagine it's not going to help that situation.
And, I mean, you never know. You saw in the actual Xfinity race here, Dinger had a lot of damage on the back. They taped it up. It helped him with his arrow.
Yeah,
So-
but that was more letting it gave him more security in that right rear, where all that damage on the right front and the entire back end, he's gonna have like no downforce on that back of that car.
Right here, we're going to have, 4 lap? No. Yep, 4 lap shootout to the stage.
Yep.
And I can tell you right now, Medlin is going to be fighting for everything he can.
Well, I think he got the best line. He's a little late on the start, but looks like John Neidick had a little bit of an issue there. He might get put
William
pretty wide here.
Regan forgot to go, it looked like.
They cleared it up there.
Hornbeck and Neidick battling it out. We've got battles all over the place here, Tony, for the stage.
Absolutely. And I think John Neidick is sitting in the better position. 37 kind of killed his momentum there, but I think he's in a better position than running that outside lane. At least through the corner. He'll give up a little bit on the straight stretch, but he'll have the advantage through the center of the corner.
You know what, Preston and Neidick are going at it.
19 just clipped the left rear of the 14 car. I'm not sure what all that was about. That could have been bad. A little bit more momentum in the 14 would have been done.
Oh, he's into the wall. Sachs goes around him. Rogers and Sachs door banging right now. Here to go for stage points. Medlin is hanging on, trying to get that P5 stage. I don't think Regan's going to be close enough, but Neidick and Hornbeck, they are battling it out for it.
I feel like that 37 car is definitely slowing the 44 down. He's blocking him right now.
Neidick threw it down deep into the trioval to get around that 37 of William. He wants that 6th point, the 5th.
Yeah, that was 37 was definitely blocking him there, so he had to do everything he could to gain an advantage. Side by side, he can't block. And John's, yeah, maybe, no, he can't clear him. 37's got too much momentum. Oh, he had to lift, he got in the wall.
No, he's in the
Preston
press.
clipped him. He's in the wall again. Keeps it straight, no caution. There's the caution.
Caution for
I believe
stage.
That's the stage, yep.
Woo! Stage winner, Jacob Denson. Second's going to be Charlie Harcum. Bobby Rafferty. Madeline coming in on P4, stage 1. That really actually helped him move up a lot, I'm sure. Nidek in 5th. Let's see how it was registered. I think we're going to have Bucher in 6th and Hornbeak in 7th.
And I will say Jeff Medlin right there gained at a minimum 4 points over the people that he needs to beat. Because
Let's see if we can yank him up here real quick. He's down there. He's down there with Gary and Brady. Let's pull him up real quick before they start talking about pit strategy and everything. Jeff, I'm gonna stay you real quick. Tony and Jeremy up here, man. You got you a P4 on the stage. That might have edged you over that bubble a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
How's the car feeling for you tonight?
It feels really good. I actually feel a lot better on the long run than I do on the short run. So, hoping that sticks.
Well, I asked your team owner this before the race. It came down to having to wreck a teammate to get into the playoffs. Would you do it?
No, I wouldn't do it. All my teammates are great guys, so I really like all of them. I don't think I could ever do that.
You're in second, a playoff win. You need it. Gary's in front of you.
You said Gary? Maybe. I might get a little tight coming off the turn.
Let's see.
But yeah, no, I couldn't do it to William or Brady.
William was a little bit off on that restart. Oh, 4 wide coming out of the pits. Well, we're gonna send you back down there, man. We just kind of want to give you a shout out for that, and you know, keep on going, cause right now you're on the positive side of the bubble.
I appreciate it, man.
You know what, Tony? At least he was honest. You got to put him in that situation that makes him really think.
Yeah, and looking right now, Dakota's sitting in 19th. And
he's in the pits getting some of that damage fixed.
Yeah, and Medlin is sitting in 5th.
Regan's still in the pits.
So, by my math, let's see, 19. Well, Medlin's only behind Dakota 20 points. So that's going to put him kind of right there. If Dakota was to not gain any more spots and Medlin was able to finish where he's at, he would have the position. So this definitely is not over. There's a lot of guys here that are right there. Some of them helped their cause getting stage points. Some of them hurt their cause in that first run, getting involved in some on-track issues. Stay tuned. It's definitely going to get even more spicy.
Tony, I'm looking back over the standings right now. If maybe you can verify this with me. Well, he pitted at 22. Okay, I was going to say Jordan Miles came out in P1, but now his tires have got what 19 laps on them.
Yeah, a little less than that with that caution. Definitely going to be. He'll be a little slower. I imagine he's going to fall fairly fast, judging by what I was looking at lap times and the kind of fall off they're having. So he's going to get that extra point for leading a lap. But I don't know how well he's going to be able to maintain it.
Him being one of the ones right there on the bubble trying to get into it, you know, that extra point made this been part of the strategy. You know, give me a point and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on net gain here, where he was running before versus where he's going to end up at through the pit cycles potentially, or the next caution.
Well, he's up 19 right now, so that would be a point for leading and a point for a biggest mover.
Yeah, if he's able to maintain that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest one to him is Jim Mott, and Mott's up 14.
Yeah.
No, Tony.
It's definitely going to shake up this front of the field, though. I mean, now we got somebody on old tires restarting. Is he going to spin them? Is he going to be able to go? He does have he is the control car.
But he is on the high side.
Yeah, I think it's a little safer up there on the restart. We saw Jacob doing that earlier. He was on the high side on his restarts.
Oh, big checkup on that inside, about halfway back. Miles didn't spin him. Got a pretty good jump off of Jacob.
He got a good launch. The other one that we haven't talked about in a little bit is Pete. Pete's sitting up there in P4. Not sure if that was a pit strategy that got him up, that track position, or if that was. I assume it had to be some sort of pit strategy.
Yeah, I think that's 2 tires, because he had a 6-second pit time. So those are the 2 tires that are splash and go.
You see Jacob making a move, trying to get that first place back. He's able to stick it underneath the 7 here, and we'll probably clear him in this corner.
Boy, he is in between of a B and H sandwich right now. Got a little bit of a battle, looks like, brewing up back there towards the back. Madeline Bucher.
I think Pete, the 80 car, is kind of holding those guys up a little bit on those 2 tires. Looks like he got a pretty good run off that corner, is able to gain some of that position. But see, he's kind of running a defensive line. He's not wrapping the bottom. Oh, Brandon Hughes goes around. Inside wall.
Caution is yet to come out. He looks like he's going to get it going, so that caution may not come out. I believe that was just him getting a little bit loose there. I didn't see no real contact.
Yeah, I just saw him go spinning. I didn't see what happened. I'm going to go back and check it, though.
Yeah, he takes it right into pit. Yeah, I think he was just back there all by himself.
Yeah, he got up in those marbles up on the top line and just spun it coming off the corner. Gave it a little too much throttle.
Let me tell you what, that 20 was glad he kept going.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
I think that Justin might do his race for the night.
Yeah, he exited the session.
Denson has just pretty much opened that door.
And it looks like the 7 car is falling back. Looks like he's sitting about 6th right now after staying out. See the 9 making a move on the 80 down here. Gonna try and clear him into this next corner. Trying to bring that 14 car along with him.
Medlin is on a mission.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do to secure that playoff spot here.
I'm not sure if I was Miles, if I would have not pitted. I mean, you'd have been on the same tire cycle, but you got that 1 point.
Yeah, I just don't know if 1 point's gonna be worth it here. You know, this many cars, you're off cycle with pretty much all of them, with the exception of 1 or 2. You're gonna fall, and you're gonna fall fast. He's already fallen to what, 6th or 7th?
He's sitting in 6th.
Right, well, yeah, Preston's going to be making a move on him here pretty quick. You know, that's Not sure where he was running before he pitted, but or where he was at when the caution came out. But I can't imagine that this is going to be a net gain for him if we get any type of green flag run.
And you heard Medlin say his car feels great on a long run. And right now we've had some long runs.
Looks like Preston might be holding up some of these guys now. Preston Hornbeck in the 49. Nine's trying to make a move underneath him here.
Oh, Hornbeck's loose.
He was pretty sideways coming off that corner. But I will say, in this car, you can run that car sideways a little bit and be fine. It takes a toll on your tires, but you can do it. It's getting it just a little too far sideways, and then it's kind of hard to correct. I feel like this car is pretty stable running it sideways off the exit of the corner, but it's kind of a fine line. It's going to give up another position there to the 28th, Greg Rogers. Cody Riggs looking to make a move too, gets right up to his bumper. He may have abused those tires doing that. Got them hot and slick.
I'm not seeing too much, except for them two right there, Hornbeck and Riggs.
Yeah, I think this is about the point where they're just going to kind of settle in and run a fairly decent green flag run. And then I think it'll get spicy at the end.
Yeah, mayhem's going to happen around, I'm going to say about 10 to go.
Yeah, if we get one caution, say in the last 20 laps, that's when it's gonna get really spicy.
You got to think they've still got what? Some have got 2, some have still got 3 sets of tires.
Right. Yep.
Oh, Wiggins and Price battling it out.
Yeah, Chad's sitting back in that 13 spot. He pretty much needs a win at this point. I don't think, unless some people get completely knocked out of the race, he's going to need that win to advance.
Well, Sack's behind him, and Dakota's behind him. That was 2 that was ahead of him.
Yeah, but I think
Miles and Medlin.
Yeah, he had a pretty big points gap to overcome there, and with them still running, I don't think he'll be able to do that. He would have to finish like up towards the front. He missed out on stage points. He'd have to be running like P2, and them guys be wrecked out to really even have a chance at advancing. So I think at this point, not getting those stage points, he's going to have to try and win this thing.
Well, you know what? It's 40 to go, so we know we got at least one more pit stop in the cycle if it stays green. So anything can happen.
Look at some lap times here. Yeah, we got a little bit of fall off already. 0.3 of a second, give or take.
Well, you've got a little bit of a battle, between 2 of the ones on the bubble, and they're right there on the bubble. Jordan Miles and Jeff Medlin. Medlin's trying to close that gap on Miles.
Yeah, he is.
Hastings coming in. Oh, Barkley gifting it out to Hastings. And Marshall coming in with those 1,000 bits. You know what? Medlin's closing the door on them. It's looking pretty chilled out everywhere. My exciting goes right there to Riggs in the 28. It's going to be Rogers and Riggs battling it out. Riggs is in the playoff. I'm not mistaken, I think Rogers is one of those ones. Rogers is without a win, but he's sitting third in points, so I don't think it's going to be much of a issue. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see that hype train coming in.
Yeah,
Every time.
couldn't have Marshall have that top spot and take it back from him.
Let's see, about to beat our last record. Keep up the support, 55%, 4 minutes left. Well, Matt's a little mad now. Matt's fixing to come at you. Tell you what, the battle's coming on right now is you've got Medlin.
Oh, whoa. That was a little tight there, the 14 there.
Bucher got a little bit wobbly, but was able to hold it in. One penny. What did it hit? What did it hit? I'm seeing notifications over here.
Uh-oh.
Level 2 is in the books. About that 9% and on level 3. I'll tell you what, that battle right there with Riggs, Miles, and Rogers is really starting to heat up. Look, $2 went for, or what, 200 bits went for 10%. So we can get this view right here. I worked on a decent view today for this race because I saw one that NBC done. So we'll see if we can. Who's going to give us that best right now? That's going to be the 20. Eric, we didn't talk much with Eric. Let's see if that. He's not wanting to cooperate with you. There it is. And you can see the dive in they're going at. 35%. Well, we need a good old rate of about 100 to come in. That would set it off. Barkley redeemed it to ride along with your driver. Barkley, who you want to ride with? Gary. It's fine, Gary. Gary may not want to be riding the wrong way. That steering wheel's whipping around. And Gary right now, he's unfortunately back in 16th after having that little incident. He's there on the bubble. Alright, we looks like we're going to start getting some green flag pit stops possibly. Jim Mott's in.
Yeah, I think Jim stayed out the last pit stop. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think he may have.
We're with Gary. Is there another Gary I'm not seeing? And Sachs is coming into pit.
Matt, I don't know if we want to have Gary sing karaoke tonight. He's a little occupied with the race.
You know what? If Gary wins, we'll trick him into it. If Gary gets into the playoffs, we'll see if we can get him to sing.
Ooh, Cody Riggs got sideways coming off a forward.
All-time record shattered. Hot train is still going. Level 3. A minute left, 83% before you hit level 4. I do not know what happens at level 4. But right now you're unlocking some interesting emotes. 40 seconds left. Y'all are killing me. Alright, let's see. Completing level 4 requires combined support events totaling of 5 tier 1 subs, 2,300 bits. We've got a little sidetracked here. See if we can find that battle. Right now the closest one we're seeing is Riggs and Rogers. Tony, I actually think you can see that what's popping up. Being a moderator, I'm not for sure if you can see it on the stream or not. You know what, Medlin's really needing to keep on going where he's at. I mean, he's up to 6th. He's got some stage point. Jordan Miles coming into the pits finally. 26 to go. Everybody's pit cycling. The top 14 have not touched the pits yet. Got a little bit of a battle heating up between Alex and John. Alex is starting to put a little bit of pressure on him. He's looking to the inside, and John's going to close that door. Alex is loose, trying to come into the pits. Gets it slowed down and straightened out. Rafferty, your regular season winner, up to P2. That pit lane's fixing to get busy, Tony. Riggs in. Rogers in. Oh, Rogers not in. Regan, Price, Alex, Dakota. Right now these green flag pit stops really shaking it up as Riggs is staying out. Denson stretching it as far as he can go. 89% of level 4. Oh, Orndorff has to go high over Denson. Denson is drifting it in. Rafferty comes in with him. Charlie Charge and Charlie comes in too. Medlin's in. Bucher's in. Riggs has took the lead on this one. Remember, if you've got Amazon Prime too, you can get one for free. You don't even have to pay for it. Eric Warman up to P2, 20 to go. He's yet to pit. Riggs is coming in. Warman staying out another lap. going to put the 84 of Hornbeck right up on the wall. He's going to be running in third right now, and you've got Denson and the rest of them getting ready to come out of pit road. "20 seconds to go, 11% left before level 5. Yeah, nice little 5-way battle. Speaking of level 5. Tony, you still with me?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm here. Looking at the cars that we have. Okay, so now Mormon's in. That's going to bring us a lot more cars on the lead lap.
Dang.
18 to go.
It looks like emotes are being delivered to everybody who took part in it. You just unlocked a whole bunch of emotes.
We've got a hornet's nest back here with Chad Wiggins, Preston Hornbeck, Jeff Medlin, all kind of sitting in that 8th through roughly 13th spot.
You got 3 of them right there together that's on a bubble.
What would happen if the caution came out now?
It would be mayhem.
Yeah, because some of those guys, who waited to the end to, get their tires may stay out. But some of those guys that pitted early would pretty much have to come in.
Well, that 14 of Zach did not like that line where he got behind Preston. Gary was able to get 2 spots off of that. Or Jeff was.
Yeah, I think the 14 actually got into the left rear bumper, the 49 a little bit, and just had to cut low to get around him because he couldn't do it on the high side.
Gary Sachs being passed by Riggs. Riggs trying to get a run on him coming out of 2.
And Riggs has fresher tires, I believe.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but it looked like it might have been a little bit of a late block almost.
I think Gary just apologized for that.
Well, Gary being on older tires, he probably didn't know which side
Right.
Riggs was going to go to.
Oh, we're 3 wide. Okay, they went back to 2 wide here.
Bucher, Wiggins, Medlin, Rogers.
Looks like that's Jim Mott in front of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to make it interesting lap car.
Zach sent it on the bottom. Jim got out of the way, let these guys battle. He's a lap down.
Bucher and Medlin battling it out.
And Bucher cleared him. I think that's for P6? 7. 6. Yep, that's 6.
Still a good finish. Wiggins has snuck into the night.
Yeah, he gave up a couple spots there. He's I think he's on older tires. But is it going to be enough? Probably not without a caution to give him a chance, but he's still in it. I got to go up and look at these leaders.
Rafferty, yeah. Rafferty's putting some pressure on Denson now.
Yeah, he's on his bumper. Maybe a car length. I think Denson gets a little bit better drive off the corner. But I think Bobby has better entry through the center of the corner. Looks like he's reeling him in inch by inch.
Yeah, I think Bobby's trying to get a feel with which line that car is going to be better when he tries to overtake him. Because, I mean, he's right there at it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be really hard to make the pass. You're going to have to get like underneath Denson in the corner, and Denson's protecting that bottom line very well. It's going to be hard to get enough momentum to make that pass. Oh, there he goes. He got it on the backstretch.
He's looking to make it.
He's going to send it down here into the corner and hope he can. Oh, he got tight.
Oh, a little contact
Little
right there.
crack. Denson's still on that right rear quarter panel. Looks like Bobby might have him cleared.
Yeah, but if Denson can
Ooh,
stick
that's
it, he can
some
get that
tight
run
battling.
right there. Rafferty's able to get around him, but Denson's fixing to. Oh, I seen this move a lot. Rafferty's,
No, I heard in voice chat that Bobby gave it back to him because of the way he passed him there. He didn't like the way he passed him there, so he's going to try and pass him clean here.
well, they've got plenty of time. I mean, nobody's really close to
Oh,
him.
yeah. There's plenty of time to make that move back, try and do it clean. Yeah, I think he just when he got really tight, he didn't really like the way he did that, so he wanted to give it back to him and see if he could do it clean. I know these two guys respect each other a lot. Denson got really sideways off the corner there. That's going to give Bobby the run, and then he'll hopefully not wash up in the corner. Yeah, he got it. Still got a little high there through the center. That's going to give Denson the
Denson's got the
momentum
runoff.
off.
These two are leaving nothing at the track. I mean, Denson with 3 wins, Rafferty with 4. Denson trying to tie it up.
And I see Bobby struggling, like right at the center of the corner. It's like his car just kind of pushes a little wide. Clears him there, but a lot of that might have been that bump in turn 3 and 4 as well.
Bedlin sitting in 7th. He really needs that. Well, Gary Sack, though, I mean,
Gary's sitting in P12 after taking
Yeah.
that damage to the front end. That's definitely going to help. Still having a decent run, not finishing at the back. That's definitely going to help him a lot. The one who's not really looking too good is Jordan Miles, sitting 2 laps down at 20th.
no, that may have been a lot to do with trying to ride out. That one
Yeah,
point didn't equal up enough.
Yeah, I think he just lost so much speed staying out on those old tires that it came back to bite him in the end.
You know, Wiggins being, 9 spots ahead of him. I don't know.
I don't think it's enough. I don't even think it's remotely close to enough. We'll have to see how it all plays out after the points get updated, but I'm pretty confident that Chad will not make it, unless something changes here in the next couple laps. But it looks like everybody's fairly spread out. There are a few battles going on. 9 and the 14 are back here battling.
And 9 right now, like he said before, during stage, he just he had a good long run car, and 7th is he started there and he's finishing there, and he's going to try to go on the inside of Bucher going into 3 and 4.
Yep, and Zach kind of goes up high. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like he angled it down so he didn't get caught up in the marbles up there, but maybe try a crossover, but I don't think he has the momentum. he's got a bumper inside there.
You know, Zach is in the playoffs with the win, so
Right.
he probably don't want to have that on his conscience, wrecking somebody who's right there on the bubble.
No, I think he'll race him hard, but if it gets to a point where he's, getting tight, he'll just let him go.
Final lap, Rafferty has opened up the door from Denson. B&H is going to take looks like a 1 and 3, or a 2 and 3.
3 up.
So Mellon's going to finish it in P6. Zach's going to round it out in 7th. Cody Riggs in 8th. Chad Wiggins in 9th. Well, I bet the points are starting. How quick can y'all get points done, Tony?
Oh, Matt will have them done pretty quick, I think. We'll see if he can get them done before we get the broadcast finished here. But
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of change there. Just looking at everything here.
Bobby Rafferty took it here at Smashville 100. The regular season champion ends the season with the win. Man, he's going into the playoffs with a head of steam.
Yes, he is. Looking at it, I think maybe one position flipped here. That would be for that 16th position. But we'll see for sure once we get those points done. Let me see if I can get Matt to do them real quick.
We'll try to hang out on the broadcast as long as we can to get his Rafferty's burning them down. He ain't blew that motor up yet. We ain't got a watermelon for you. B&H takes a 2-3. John Neidick finishing out in 4th. He needed that one, which he was already in the playoffs, but he was sitting right there around 12th. All right, we're gonna track him down, see if we can get a hold of B&H. Give them a minute to get in there. Let's see, there's Denson. I'm pretty sure his teammate's going to be in tow here in a second. Well, while we get them up here and everybody sorted out, let them do the points. A quick shout out to our sponsors. We didn't get to say much about them tonight because the racing was pretty intense. But we got Whiplash, Sim, Cams, and Martin Sports. There we go. There's Charging Charlie. So we can get Mr. Charging Charlie up here in the booth. Just for a little while. Man, me and Tony's up here, dude. You had a pretty good race. You finished where you started.
Yeah, I was just telling the guys, I mean, I was better early on, but when it came time to start pushing,
I didn't have it to take. I almost lost it twice in 4, once in 2. I felt like I was on the edge the whole time, and that's not really my forte. Even though I might be charging Charlie, if that car is loose, charging Charlie is more like cruising Charlie.
Cruising Charlie. At least it ain't wrecking Charlie.
Yeah, I got pretty close one time. I got to go back and watch it. That was when I dropped into third there for a little while behind John. But no, overall good race, man. It's been a while since I got some points in one of these races. I was having a pretty rough stretch, but good to be back in the top 3 as always.
Man, you're off next week. We're coming back on the 10th July at Talladega. That's pretty much anybody's chance right there.
Always, yeah. Talladega, Daytona, they're gonna be a coin flip. Gosh, I always go into it saying I'm gonna just run in the back, wait for all the craziness to happen, and then go. But when you got some stage points up for grabs, I mean that's why those are there. It makes it fun for everybody to watch the whole race. So we'll see what happens. It's sure gonna be fun though.
Well, you came into this race tonight setting P5 in points, so you don't have too much to worry about dropping out of the 16. You and Jacob, neither one, y'all both pretty much locked in. Does that give B&H a little bit of breathing room going into the playoffs?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, knowing we got a little bit of a pad there in case something horrible happens at Talladega, which is almost likely, but still, I mean, you gotta still, just 2 races before we pare down again. I mean, you certainly can't take it for granted, but a few extra points is certainly welcome to have. Yeah.
Tony, you got anything for him?
Yeah, so I think we covered this race. Are you gonna join the Cup Series for the All-Star race on Wednesday night?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make it to that one, and then thinking long term about what we're gonna do. Cup. Sometimes Wednesdays get a little crazy around the B&H racing race shop, but we're gonna see what we do. But yeah, I think we're gonna pop in that All-Star race. That should be fun.
Yeah, man, should be a lot of fun. Kind of racing around some new people, seeing how everybody races. Should be very interesting.
Right? You can sometimes find out where you measure up in that All-Star race, so that's always a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, man. Them shout outs are yours. We know B&H is up there. What about the rest of them?
Yeah, of course. Got to always shout out B&H Racing, B&H IT Services. Old Jacob's got a little Miami Brewing on the hood. And yeah, all the people. We got a couple guys that couldn't make it tonight, Jeremy and Scott, and so yeah, we've had a lot of fun. Appreciate everything you guys are doing, broadcasting. I know we send some folks y'all's way as always. Y'all do an awesome job. So good to be back in the booth with y'all for just a little while. Glad to be back in the top 3. We'll see what the playoffs bring.
All right, brother. We're going to send you back down, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Well, you know what? When thinking about it, Tony, we hadn't talked to him a while as far as where the podium goes. It's been a minute.
Yeah, definitely has.
But I believe if my math quickly in my head figures right, he led the majority of the race except towards the end, and that's Mr. Jacob Denson coming in with that P2.
What's going on, man? How you guys doing?
You always sound excited every time you're up here.
Well, I'm happy to run in the top half of the field anytime I can. That's a tough one to lose there because I led so many laps. Bobby, he really killed me getting into pit road on them green flag pit stops and was able to get to my bumper. We had some good racing there. He's tough to race with. He's a hard, clean racer, and we got side by side. It was good racing. I appreciate racing with Bobby. He does a good job.
Yeah, it looked like Bobby and you kind of had a little contact there. Bobby didn't feel very, very good about the way he passed you, so he let you back around and tried to pass you cleanly. So
I honestly would have rather him just stayed up in front of me because then it just makes me look that worse that he got behind me and still came back by me. I should have told him just stay up there, man.
well, I mean, at least he he knew it wasn't a very clean pass, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, I give him props for that. But man, you had a heck of a race. What'd you lead? 82 laps. It looked like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna miss pit road there. You got in there pretty hot, but you were able to keep it under control and
Well,
get
see, I
in
had to.
there.
I think it was a lap car. He came out of the pits, and I was able to get in front of him, and I hit my button to let him know I was pitting, but I don't know if he just didn't see it, and he kind of got it in my rear end, which I thought for sure I was going to spin out. That's why I got so sideways coming into the pits, and that's kind of what slowed me down a little bit.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I finally got a pole, first one I've had all year, and led a lot of laps. Just hate we couldn't bring it home.
But you are at least locked into the playoffs. You're sitting P2 behind Rafferty. So I asked you the same thing, we asked Charlie. You're off next week. You're coming back July 10th at Talladega. It's going to be a shit shot. It really, I mean, super speedway playoffs. You going to ride in the back? Charlie says he's riding in the back.
We normally kind of hang back until the last maybe 20 laps. I think it's a 50 lap race. And yeah, we usually try to hang back a little bit at the beginning of the race, and then we make our move there at the end. I've had some success at Talladega. I think I won the ARCA race in the last season we were in. I won Daytona this year, so I've had some luck on the plate races. I kind of want to get up there and get some bonus points. But, it's like you said, it's a wild card, so you never know what's going to happen. We got a lot of young guys that are trying to, I guess, make a name for themselves. So it's always a good track for those guys. And we'll see what happens.
Maybe super speedway Queen Matt Forens can rub some of that luck off on the bald heads.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm gonna need it.
Man, you know the routine. You've been up here quite a bit, so.
Oh yeah, shout out B&H Racing as always. They're on the main car owner, if you will. Little Miami Brewing got ducked through on the side. J&E Motorsports, want to give them a shout out. That's Jeremy Gibbs. He's our third teammate. He wasn't here tonight. He had some stuff going on, but glad you guys let us come and run the Relentless Racing League. We have a fun time here. Looking forward to the playoffs.
All right, we're gonna send you back down there and let y'all enjoy your off week.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Well, Tony, he 5 wins for the season. 7 poles, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Literally, 25 points plus over Rafferty or over Denson. I mean, right now he can celebrate being the regular season champion, but you know what? When we come back to Talladega, he's got some cushions on some bonus points, but Rafferty, man, congratulations, you're regular season champion, Relentless Racing League, playoffs, the page is turned. How you feeling for it, brother?
Stressed. I really didn't think I was going to do too well tonight, to be completely honest with you. I got in the session about, 5 minutes before we went to qualifying. I had, daddy duty, which obviously, all due respect to the league and everyone else, but if it meant me missing a night, it meant me missing a night. But I got on, picked the wrong car, and picked the Mustang, which I wasn't exactly thrilled with, and I had to learn how to redrive that car all over again. But going into the playoffs, Talladega, I pulled a rabbit out of my hat last season in ARCA. Vegas, I'm pretty comfortable with, in Chicagoland and Indy. The other ones, I don't know. I think it's going to be a dogfight any way you cut it here. I think anybody's got a shot at winning this.
Tony?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just doing some points here.
We ain't gonna interrupt that. Well, Rafferty,
yeah,
I'll let you work on points. I'll keep Rafferty occupied for at least another few minutes. you made a pass on Denson with less than 5 to go, and we got wind that you chimed up. You didn't feel like you done it clean. You didn't pass him the Bobby Rafferty style, so you let him have it back, and you redone it, And his words was, "I wish he'd have stayed ahead of me because he just made me look bad passing me twice."
No, I look, Jacob, Jacob and Charlie are definitely two of my toughest competitors, hands down. Always have been, always will be. And those two guys have shown me the most respect out of anybody I've raced with on iRacing, I think, ever. There's been multiple times where those guys could have just, moved me out of the way and taken wins when obviously they were a heck of a lot faster than me. And I sent it down into 3, and it just, for some reason, it got super, super tight down there. And it hadn't done that all night. I was fighting loose center off the entire time. And I really didn't feel like I drove it in too hard, but I did. I drifted up. Literally got out of the gas, praying to God I wasn't going to kill us both. And thank God we didn't. But I completed the pass down into 1 and 2, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know what? I can't. And I did. I came over the radio. I said, Jacob, I'm going high in 3. Take it back. I'm not winning a race like that, because I know for a fact he would not take a win from me like that either. So, it's about respect, man. You race people the way you expect to be raced, and myself, Jacob, Charlie, Zach, we all believe in that. And we're not going to take a win by roughing somebody up. So that's just it is what it is. If I couldn't pass him clean, he was going to win tonight. But luckily, I was able to pass him clean and get the job done and come out of here with a win that I didn't expect, and the regular season points championship, which is really, really cool.
Well, we know you can buy us a few more times and you give those sponsors a shout out.
Nah, absolutely. First off, I got to apologize to Design the Void, because when I was rushing, we had a special paint scheme on. You guys probably saw it on Zach's car, on the Toyotas tonight, and obviously I messed that up. So to Jesse and Josh and all the guys over at Design the Void, I screwed up, guys. I apologize, but we'll get them back on the car at some point in the playoffs. But as for the sponsor list, first off, as always, got to thank Relentless Racing League and all the admins. They do a phenomenal job. Also have to thank you guys over at SBRN. You guys absolutely kill it on the broadcast week in and week out. Got to thank my team, Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, Premier Racing Setups, Next Level Racing, SimRap Market, Swordog, Design the Void, FGRXL, Advanced GG, Cutscene, everybody that helps us put this deal together. Also, as always, got to give a shout out to my teammate Josh for being on the box for me and Zach tonight.
Well, all right. I think you bought us a little bit of time. Hopefully Tony may have us some good news, because we had a real tight battle for that bubble spot, and a few of them got took out early on, and a few survived it. One I know is waiting for him is Jeff Mellon, to see where he wound out at.
Yeah, I almost want to stay in here to hear this.
Well, I'll go down the list for you. Bobby Rafferty, P1. Jacob Denson, P2. Greg Rogers, P3. Charlie Harcum, P4. Zach Bucher, P5. Alex Forget Berube, P6. Cody Riggs, P7. Eric Warman, P8. Colt Curry, P9. John Neidick, P10. Preston Hornbeck, P11. William Reagan, P12. Joe Robert, P13. Gary Sack, P14. Dakota Orndorff, P15. And the last spot goes to Jeff Medlin, P16.
Medlin,
He took it from him.
He made it in.
Yep.
Congratulations to Jeff. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
well, let's get that Troopers action, if he's actually listening to the broadcast right now or not. Jeff, you hear some bad news? I heard some bad news. You didn't make it, man.
I know, I'm watching all the time.
Oh, okay.
So,
Called your bluff. Congratulations, Jeff. Good job, my friend.
thanks. I just need to keep racing like that, I guess.
Yeah, I was watching you and Jordan pretty much all race. So I was watching
Yeah.
that bubble spot.
Yeah, no, and it was a crazy race tonight with Zach. I don't like legit. We were just together the whole night, and it was just back and forth too, and just racing through the field with him was really nice.
Guys, I'm gonna bow out. Jeff, the floor is yours, my friend. You've earned it.
Oh no,
See you in
thanks,
the
Bobby.
playoffs.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's all I got, guys.
Well, you had a little more cushion than I actually expected. You actually made it in by 8 points, so those stage points that you earned definitely gave you a lot of that cushion. And then
Absolutely.
Jordan had some issues early on, if I remember correctly. No, that was Gary and Dakota. Jordan stayed out on old tires after the stage. That's what happened, and he fell pretty fast. I think that's what ended up getting you those other 4 points there. So congratulations on making the cut, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Zach and I kind of noticed that we didn't know if Jordan took 2 tires or what, but he like after that stage, like I think like the half of the front field, like we got all pushed back, and we were wondering if they took 2 tires or what
He
happened during that
didn't. He
stage.
didn't even pit.
Yeah, he pitted on
Oh.
that caution at lap
Yeah.
21 or whatever it was, and then stayed out.
Gotcha.
I think Pete was up there. I think he took 2 tires. I think that's what me and Jeremy determined. So yeah.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate it. I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you again.
All right, man. Congratulations on making the round of 16.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. See you guys next week. Are we off next week?
You are off.
We are.
Okay.
However, you would be eligible for the All-Star Race Open on Wednesday night for the Cup Series if you want to try and advance to the All-Star Relentless Challenge following that.
Next Wednesday?
This Wednesday.
Okay. I might be there.
All
I'll let
right.
you guys know.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Well, Tony, Matt, the regular season's came to an end. Bobby got it. Playoffs, it starts out in Matt's track where he wins. What's
It's gotta
your
be a super speedway. It's gotta be
what's-
Dega.
It's Dega. So, I mean, going into it, we saw the battles between some of these guys. I mean, Rafferty, Denson, door to door, a whole lot of it. John and Alex. I mean, Jeff out of nowhere, he was 2 below the cutoff and squeezed in with 8 points. I mean, looking at who we've got in the playoffs, who's the wild card?
I don't think there is a wild card because Talladega is our first race.
Charging Charlie. This could be a wild card. Warman's been running pretty strong lately.
So I'm actually going to activate the chase right now, which will reset the points. So basically, the way the chase works is every win you get is an additional point at the start. So Bobby Rafferty is going to start off with 1,021 points. Jacob Denson's going to be at 1,018. So Bobby comes in with a 3-point lead, which at a track like Talladega is nothing.
No.
Wrapping it up, y'all's guys for the playoffs going into it. We're going to have Rafferty, Denson, Rogers, Harcum, Bucher, Alex Forget, Cody Riggs, Eric Wardman, who's played a pretty quiet game this past few races, Colt Curry, who unfortunately took a drop week this week, John Neidick, Preston Hornbeck, I believe if I'm not mistaken, his first run in playoffs, William Regan, Joe Robert, Gary Sack, Dakota Orndorff, and Jeff Medlin, your 16 drivers.
And one of those drivers you talked about right there, Preston Hornbeck, to me, he's the most improved from what I've seen compared to his previous seasons. I would say he's probably improved.
There's another one I think is going to be the sleeper in the playoffs. That's going to be John Neidick. I think we're going to see him in the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever count John out of any race.
No.
He's always in contention. He just seems like he's just been a little bit off this season, but I'm sure he's gonna gain it back.
Yeah, he ran a good race tonight.
Absolutely.
Guys, it's a week off next week. We do got the All-Star race coming up Wednesday. So on behalf of myself, Tony, Matt joins us with the points updates, Relentless Racing League and SBRN. We will see y'all Wednesday night, all being well. And I don't know what to take for this All-Star race. Nashville.
Oh,
It's going to be
Oh,
wild.
it's gonna be spicy.
Yeah, it's gonna be spicy. It should be fun though. The next gens are fun there. It's a shifting track. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Well, all right, everybody. Till then, stay safe. And what do we say, Tony?
Keep it spicy.